have done an SWS Black History Month thing before.
Yeah.
This was a few years ago now, like pandemic kind of time. I just asked a whole bunch of people I didn't know for their pictures, and weirdly enough, you guys sent me your pictures. But it was a great campaign, so I really appreciate you helping out back then, and I'm so glad to actually have you on video today. I very rarely get to talk to barristers, so this is really interesting for me as well. When did you decide that you wanted to become a lawyer? How did you start off this journey?
Interestingly, I think my starting point was my work experience in year 10 when I was 15.
Okay.
I was a barrister's clerk in the chambers of Mr. Wilfred Forster Jones, and it was really that experience of going to the Old Bailey, criminal barristers, actually a number of black barristers, getting to speak to the head chambers, speaking to the clerks, meeting people in the profession. That affirmed for me that this was something I wanted to do. Obviously, it was quite a few years ahead until I was really on that journey, but that was really sort of my starting.
What would you say the next steps were then after that?
But once I figured out, I think I want to go to the bar, and started having some of those conversations, it became quite clear academic excellence was required. That was really a necessity. If you were even going to get your foot in the door, I had to be really well at school. So the next step there is just to ace those GCSEs, ace those levels to get to the best university you can. And of course, once I got there, also to excel in those environments. Alongside that, it was beginning to build my network and build relationships with people in the law.
In university, starting that process of building your network so that you could get the right experience, so that it could help you apply for pupilages and all that sort of stuff to help you get on to the next stage. How did that come about for you?
Well, I think it's important to say that I actually did my degree in something that wasn't so in political science and economics when I was in the States. I got a scholarship, moved out to the States, and almost stepped away from this kind of legal journey.
Yeah.
And so I think that question probably makes a bit more sense in the context of after I decided to leave the US and return to the UK to go to law school, to do a law degree at university. And there, in terms of building those relationships, I was really focused on using my professors, in attending networking events, and then when I was applying and getting spots on vacation schemes or maybe pupilages, making sure to try to hold on to those relationships and connections once they've been built. So that's either sending someone an email after I've sat with them for a few days just to thank them for what's happened and remind them that I'm still here and still interested.
One day after the networking event, follow up, thank them for meeting them, having a chat with them, all that sort of stuff. 2 weeks after you've had that initial meeting with them at the networking event, follow up. So maybe you send them an article that you think they'll find interesting or whatever it is, comment on their post on LinkedIn or something like that, have another connection, right? And then 3 months later, try and actually meet them in person. And that's how you start building that relationship. I feel like that's something that you're really kind of driving home. I think the importance of not just like making that initial connection, but actually maintaining it. Yeah. The fact that you follow up with people, the fact that you do all of those things, posting on LinkedIn, that's what actually really helps you get to the next stage. Because so many people are just not doing that. So you being the person who is doing that helps you stand out and helps you then get those opportunities that kind of gets you on the ladder, gets you to the next thing as well. So
it's also what you do as a working professional, as a barrister or as a solicitor. This is a relationship business.
Yeah.
So we're constantly trying to build clients and to build more relationships so that we can advance our careers and get good cases and build that business. So just like I was doing this as a student, it was important that I continue to do some of this as a pupil, and it was just important that I do that now as a junior practitioner.
What was the process like for you in terms of how many pupilages maybe you needed to apply for before you got your pupilage, and then then becoming a junior practitioner? What has that transition been like for you as well?
I think I calculated that I got rejected something like 43 times before I was a reserve 7 times in those 2 years. So what that means is if it has 2 or 3 pupilages, I came 4th, 5th or 6th in those processes 7 times. So always the bridesmaid, never the bride. So I really keep going and keep part of my story and route to the bar. But ultimately, doing things I think that really enhanced my CV and my profile. And in that 3rd year, I decided to apply again. That was the same year that I was actually sitting as a judicial assistant at the Court of Appeal, assisting Lady Justice Gloucester as she then was. And that year, I actually got a first round, final round of the pupillage offer for the first place I applied. So it's quite a different experience from the ones before. And so that's how we moved in, and then I accepted that pupillage and was very happy. It's where I am now, it's at Landmark Chambers. I was very happy with the offer I had, pulled out of the other processes, and then a year later came on to do pupillage at Landmark. Was successful there, got tenancy, which basically they decided to keep me on as one of their colleagues for time more in, unless I do something very bad, which I will do my very best not to, and then transitioning into being a junior practitioner. So now I've been at the bar practicing for nearly 4 years in mainly property, planning and public law, and also environmental law. And so I'm on the other side of that. Every time we get a new batch of pupils, I'm reminded about that I'm one year away from that process. But it was definitely nicer on this side.
Yeah, I completely agree. And before we do our final question, I have a small selection of papers here for you to pick from. I hope you can read my handwriting as you pick.
Hope so too.
I hope so. Whatever's on here, you just have to read it out and then you answer the question.
What have you read or listened to recently that has inspired you?
Okay, I'm excited.
I recently read a book called Servants of the People.
Okay.
It's about the Labour government from 1997 to 2007. For me, I think why it was inspiring was because I have no doubt that there were things that particular government did at that time and policies and programs that meant somebody from a background like mine had a chance to succeed and thrive in an environment like I am now. If we think social mobility is an important goal, one might say that that's been social mobility as a part of my story.
Yeah.
And it was just great to look behind the scenes as to how some of these things have come together, because I can see from my own life that these can have a real impact. So it was a really fun read as well, very well written. So
I might get that book and read it next. Thank you so much. Final thing, where can people find you if they want to get in touch with any further questions or anything like that?
You can find me on LinkedIn at Joel Semakula and Twitter at JK Semakula. And I do always advise students to check out Twitter, particularly legal Twitter. There's so many of us on there who are having interesting conversations. And there's a lot of stuff on there around recruitment and mini pupillages and looking for options outside of the bar if things aren't quite going your way. So definitely give it a go.
Perfect. Thank you so much.